Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another banger. So before we get into the video, all I'm going to say is I appreciate you guys for the views and support you guys gave me on the last video. Even though it was my first video, I'm still impressed with the numbers it did. But I'll stop wasting your time. Let's get into this video. Alright, so you feel me. Today, I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about, and it's been on my mind, and mainly just about making this a video topic. Bedwars has been one of the biggest game modes in Minecraft for years. Like, it's maybe, I want to say like 10 years now since it came out. It was huge back in the day. I'm not going to say massive, but I mean, it was absolutely, like, it was a gigantic player count based game mode, right? And I mean, it's just insane how one community can drop player count this fast. And in my opinion, servers like Mindmen are still keeping the 1.8 kind of vibe still alive, and that's terrible, right? Because this was like the most popular PvP game mode, and then they released a 1.9 update, and servers like SMP started coming out. And I mean, I'm probably gonna make the switch soon because it just gives me way more content opportunities, which is insane, right? I would never have thought about that. I guess to me, this guy just gonna go up and up. Do I get his bed here? We're gonna trade it probably. Oh, let me wait. I'm gonna just trolled. Nah, he's gonna get my bed, I think. Yeah, I figured, but it's cool. I figured we were gonna trade, but it's whatever. Actually, I'm just so stupid. But I mean, back when this game mode dropped, like I said, 2016, 2017, everybody was playing, and we all knew that. Let's be honest, guys. Like, the lobbies were packed. It felt like the main thing that was keeping Hypixel alive, and that's kind of insane to say because Hypixel had like 8-9K back then. Now players have spread out between SMP, housing, like just PvP, everything but Bedwars in my opinion, and that's really disappointing. The next thing is Bedwars isn't a priority when it comes to Hypixel, and I've seen this on forums and whatnot, but the thing is how sweaty the game's gotten. When it was new, people didn't know how to bridge properly. You were shifting still, holding shift, right clicking. You could play casually and still have fun, and you wouldn't get absolutely shit on, right? Now, almost every game you run into people doing like insane combos or tele bridging, god bridging, something that you just can't understand if you're new to the game. And it's like playing a ranked mode. And most people, they just log on, right? Most new people, I should say. They log on, they see what's happening in the game, they're being so honest. As someone who runs like a Civilization server, like, I have to update it. I have to keep my community updated. And the core gameplay on this game mode hasn't changed in years. And I get like it's trying to stay classic. It's trying to say something that people can just master. But I mean, that's not what people are looking for. And they have to understand that there's a certain way that they have to treat this community to keep it alive. And they just haven't learned that yet, which I find really funny because they've been dying for like almost 2-3 years now, maybe even more, which is insane, right? And if you think about it, to be honest, you can't save this game if you aren't a developer or like someone who runs like Hypixel, stuff like that, right? If you can't control like your staff team, you shouldn't be able to run the game in general, and that's just my opinion. We get like few seasonal maps every now and again, and sure, it helps a little bit with player count and activity because people want to hop on and see like the player count of, or not the player count, sorry, they want to see like the new map, right, that's been introduced into the game. Nice, kill him, get free bed. Where's yellow? Okay, they're already out of the game, whatever. But I mean, games survive when they keep evolving, and Bedwars has just, you could say it's been on autopilot. It's kind of just there. It hasn't updated much other than bug fixes and small like item adding, but I mean, it's just nothing major to keep the game alive, and that's why it's dying so fast. And in my opinion, the only reason why Bedwars isn't dead yet is because there's still people grinding the game, trying to climb highest on leaderboards, right? And like, I get it, you want to grind, you want to get as high as possible, right? But it gets to a point where you are the best on the leaderboard and nobody else can stop you, and mainly is because you're either way too good or the game's just too dead where people can't compete. And Bedwars is kind of in the middle of both of those right now, and it's sad to say, but the community is a fraction of what it used to be. It's just sad, right? And if the devs don't bring something fresh just to offer to the players, it's gone. The community, it's gonna just keep disappearing. Bedwars is gonna keep fading and fading and fading and fading every single day. Let me back up real quick. But I mean, it will still exist, but it will never be as big as it once was. That's basically the truth on why Bedwars is dying. It's not gone, but it's also not growing either. The numbers don't lie. Let's be honest, like, look at these guys. Like, between these two games, we have 1,000. Doubles used to be at like 4,000 before, right? But I appreciate you guys for sticking with me for who did. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.